You ever turn on the weather report and feel like you're listening to a completely different language? It's full of all these specific terms, and you're left wondering, okay, do I need an umbrella, a heavy coat, or should I just not leave the house today? Well, today, we're going to crack that code. Let's get right into it.
Right? You hear stuff like this all the time. It sounds really important, but the words are just kind of vague. What's a high chance? What's the difference between showers and thunderstorms? And a severe warning? It all sounds pretty dramatic, but what does it actually mean for your day, for your plans?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? I mean, understanding this stuff is the difference between a nice walk outside and getting totally soaked. But here's the good news. It's not nearly as complicated as it seems. Forecasters use a really consistent language, and once you get the basics down, you'll get it every single time. So here's our game plan. We're going to start by decoding the different kinds of rain. Then we'll get into temperature, figure out what those percentages really mean, and finally, we'll cover the most important words in any forecast, weather warnings. The goal here is pretty simple, really. We're going to turn all that confusing jargon into clear, useful info that actually helps you plan your day. So let's kick things off with the most common point of confusion: water falling from the sky. That's right. When a weather forecaster says drizzle, or showers, or just plain rain, they are not just picking random words for the same thing. Each one of those terms means something very, very specific, and knowing the difference is key.
First up, we've got drizzle. Think of drizzle as rain's super quiet, kind of annoying cousin. It's that really fine, misty stuff where you can't even see individual drops. It feels like it could go on for hours, and it's just enough to make everything damp, but maybe not enough to make you feel like you need a huge umbrella.
Now, showers are a whole different ballgame. The key word here is brief. A shower is a burst of rain that starts and then stops. 1 minute it can be pouring, and the next, the sun is peeking through. Showers can be light or they can be super heavy, but they don't last all day.
So let's just put them side by side to make it super clear. Drizzle is light, and it's persistent. It hangs around. Showers come in short bursts, but they can be really intense. For drizzle, a jacket with a hood might be fine. But if you hear showers in the forecast, you're going to want to have that umbrella nearby, because you just never know when one of those downpours is going to hit.
Okay, time to level up to a thunderstorm. This isn't just about rain anymore. This is a whole weather event. When a forecaster says thunderstorm, they're signaling something way more intense than just a few showers.
Every thunderstorm has 3 main ingredients. First, you get heavy rain, usually much heavier than a typical shower. Then you get lightning, which is that bright flash of electricity in the sky. And finally, you get thunder, which is the loud boom created by the lightning. They're a package deal. You can't have one without the other. And sometimes, with the really intense thunderstorms, you can even get hail. Now, this is super important. Hail is not snow. Snow is soft, it's fluffy. Hail is literally little, hard balls of ice. They can be tiny like pebbles, or sometimes get really big, and they can actually cause some serious damage when they fall.
All right, now that we've figured out what might be falling from the sky, let's talk about how hot or cold it's going to be. Every single forecast gives you 2 key numbers that will help you figure out what to wear. And those numbers are the highs and the lows. It's actually really simple. The high is the absolute warmest it's expected to get all day, which is usually sometime in the afternoon. The low is the coldest it's going to get, which almost always happens overnight while you're sleeping. So if you see a big gap between the high and the low, you know it's a dress and layers kind of day.
Okay, this is a big one. We always hear forecasters say something like, there's a 60% chance of rain today. But what does that 60% actually mean? It all comes down to probability. So the word chance is really just the forecaster's way of saying probability or likelihood. They can't know the future with 100% certainty, so they use percentages. It's a way to tell us how likely it is that rain or snow or whatever will fall at any given spot within the forecast area. It's a mix of their confidence and how much of the area they think will get wet. So what do these numbers actually mean for you? Well, a 5% chance of rain, it's really unlikely. You can probably leave the umbrella at home. A 95% chance? Yeah, it's pretty much a guarantee it's going to rain, so you definitely want to be prepared. And that middle ground, like 60%, that just means it's possible. The conditions are right for rain, so it might happen, it might not.
And finally, let's talk about the most serious part of any weather report. When you hear the words we're about to go over, it's a signal to stop whatever you're doing and pay really close attention, because this is all about safety.
The word itself is designed to make you stop and listen. Warning: This isn't just a prediction anymore. It's an alert. It means dangerous weather is either happening right now or it's about to.
And when you see the word severe attached to that warning, that just kicks the seriousness up another notch. Severe is basically the forecaster's code for this could be dangerous. A severe storm isn't your average storm. It's one that has the potential to be really destructive. And these warnings, they follow a really simple formula. You'll hear the word severe, then the type of weather, like thunderstorm, and then the word warning. So when you hear severe thunderstorm warning, that's a crystal clear signal that dangerous weather is on its way. And this same formula works for tornadoes, floods, all kinds of hazardous weather.
So, there you have it. The crucial thing to remember is that with these simple definitions, the forecast isn't a confusing puzzle anymore. You actually have the keys to decode it. Drizzle, showers, highs, lows, chances, warnings, they all have these specific meanings that can help you plan your life and stay safe.
So, that's our look at the language of weather reports. You can now listen to any forecast and know exactly what they're talking about. Which leaves me with one last question for you. Now that you're an expert, what's the most extreme or just plain wildest weather forecast you've ever seen or lived through? Thanks for tuning in.